All right, peace and blessings, family. I want to welcome you again to another African Village meeting for Sankore African Society, which is the educational department of Mali Kaylibeefay, which is the Mali Empire West. Kaylibeefay means West in the Mandinka language for the Africans here in America uh, and the diaspora to unite and come back to our African culture. So I just want to welcome you. And let me start off by saying I give homage to our African ancestors who came before us. Uh, I give homage to the ultimate ancestor, which is the creator, which we say Ma. I give my thanks for all of us who struggled for the rise and liberation of our people. I thank them for Men's and Akhenaten. I thank them for Queen Nefertiti. I thank them for Queen Amina. Thank them for Queen Nanaya Santawa. I thank them for Harriet Tubman and all of the women who rised up because the hand that rocks the cradle is the hand that rules the nation. And I'm going to highlight uh, one of our great warrior queens in the talk today. But I thank them for uh, my namesake, Sundiata Keita, Kanku Musa. I thank him for Shaka Zulu. I thank him for the Honorable Marcus Mosias Garvey, Dr. King, Malcolm X. Um, and I'm so thankful for those who support the mission and the cause for the redemption of Africa. Uh, what I want to talk to you today about is we Africans rise with resilience. We Africans rise with resilience. Now, sometimes it seems like things are hard or difficult and we can't get through. No matter how long the night is, the dawn will soon come. Let me say it again. No matter how long the night is, the dawn will soon come. So we go through struggles, we go through things that knock us down. We go through things that are hard for us that we can't seem to shake. And it takes resilience to say, I'm going to get back up and not let this take me down. This is not the end of me. I'm a winner. And time again, African peoples have shown that we are kings and rulers of the world. We're resilient people who don't let nothing stop us. This is why we had the song, Ain't No Stopping Us Now. We're on the move. Because we are people who are on the move in Africa, despite of what you may think, and despite of the way Africa has been desecrated by the world. Africa and African people are on the rise. If we remember Samori Toure, the great Mandinka warrior who founded the Wasulu Empire, remembered Sundiata Keita, remembered Kanku Musa, and he stood up and gave the French hell. He resisted the French for years and united the Mandinka kingdoms. Brilliant and brave warrior, Samori Toure, fought the French, used modern weaponry to defeat them, made his own ammunition, and gave the French hell for years. And eventually, though he did get captured, but the resilience was there. And that seed is planted for us to one day defeat this devil forever. If we look at Queen Amina of the Hausa people, like I think they called it Zazu. Here's a woman at a time where it was a patrilineal society and women were supposed to get married. Women were supposed to set alliances with other kingdoms. But Amina wanted to be a warrior to protect the kingdom and expand the empire. So while the girls were playing with dolls, Amina was doing martial arts. Amina was learning how to ride a horse. Queen Amina was learning how to shoot a bow and arrow and use a sword. So she was a fierce warrior for the Hausa people. And her father saw something in her, so he cultivated that. And when her brother became, Karmu came the king, he didn't make Amina get married. He put her as the head of the military. And when her brother passed away, Queen Amina became the ruler of that land. And she expanded her empire. She built forts, and you still see some of the walls today to cultivate that kingdom and secure that kingdom. She was a great, fierce warrior. So again, women, that means you got to be warriors. We need our sisters to stand up. We know you're sexy. Twerk for your husband. That's who you should be twerk. We don't want to see you twerking on camera. Be a warrior, because you got to be a warrior to fight and combat white supremacy. Queen Amina was a warrior, and that's in you, my dear sisters. That's in you. So I just think everybody should study her life, her legacy, understand what she was about, understand what she stood for, because that's in you, sisters. A nation can rise no higher than the woman. You are the first teacher, the nourisher. So that Queen Amina's in you. Harriet Tubman's in you, sister. You're no plaything. So yesterday we had the Queens of Africa class. I want everybody to join us on Saturdays at 12 noon, where you get to learn who you are and where you come from. Who are you, sister? You are the original woman, the mother of all civilization. And you come from great stock like Queen Amina, like Queen Nandi, like Queen Nzinga. You come from greatness. So stand up, majestic, mighty black woman, and take your rightful place. Remember, Shaka Zulu showed resilience. Shaka Zulu was ostracized because Queen Nandi had a pride, and she just wouldn't accept a role of disrespect from Shaka's father. So they were ostracized. They had to go on a run, and sometimes facing being hungry and not being respected. But Shaka knew who he was, and Shaka stood up. And although his brother became king, when he walked in, people were chanting, forgive my Zulu if it's off, and they would say, well, Wodosu. People would say, Baete, right? But his brother was the king. And when they said, when Wodosu, people was like, Baete. Here comes Shaka walking up. And Shaka took the throne and made his brother submit to him. And the people said, when Wodosu, they said, Baete, because Shaka had it in him. They seen it. When the king is on the scene, you know it. When you walk in a room and you got something special, you know it. When you would see Dr. King, you knew he had something special. When you're seeing Malcolm, you know he had something special. So Shaka galvanized the Zulu people and expanded the kingdom, and the Zulu beat the British. They resisted white supremacy for years to come, and they still standing strong now. If we look at Jack Johnson, who was the first heavyweight champion, black heavyweight champion in America, came along in the 20s, man, when it was racist, where you would get lynched for looking under a white woman's dress on the clothesline. And Jack Johnson knew he was a king. He knew he was strong, and he would beat them crackers and smile and taunt them. And then, although I don't advocate this, then go get a white woman and say, I wish one of y'all crackers would say something. You got our women, man, and they didn't play with Jack Johnson. And then he did it in the 20. Some of you Negroes scared in 2025. 2025, 2026, y'all afraid. Man, he gave those crackers hell. And when they finally trumped up charges against him and put him in prison, Jack Johnson did what he wanted to do. He didn't work, got up when he wanted to, did what he wanted to do, ate good, lived good, and came out and still was a warrior. That resilience that Jack Johnson had, we have to admire Jack Johnson. That's the African resilience that makes you a true champion. Remember Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali showed resilience. Although he was the underdog in many cases when he was fighting Sonny Liston, but he believed in himself. He would taunt Sonny Liston. He would go to Sonny Liston's house. Say, come on outside, you big ugly bear. Put a bear trap in his arm. They would interview him. He said, oh, I'm too pretty. Sonny Liston's too ugly to be the world's heavyweight champ. The world's heavyweight champ should be pretty like me. And he would say, if you want to lose your money, then be a fool and bet on Sonny. And when he won the title, even when they put limb in his eyes to blind him, he went out there fighting them blind. You got to have resilience, goddammit, to fight a man blind. Some of you won't fight with eyes, both your eyes, AK-47, street people, you still scared to stand up. But he was blind and fought Sonny Liston and squooped him. They couldn't stop him with that by blinding him. They even threatened him because we became a Muslim at the time. And Father Elijah Muhammad said he better not fight. He said, I'm standing up for myself. They couldn't stop. They couldn't stop him. He was resilient. He was resilient. And that couldn't stop him. Suddenly they said, I got to quit in the 7th round. They said, Ali, what happened? Well, he wanted to go to heaven, so I took him in 7. I told you I was the greatest. I'm pretty. I'm a bad man. Now, someone just sent me a text saying, would I do it for you? I'm going to do it one time for you. I know you hear me do it quite often sometimes, and then when Ali lost his title because he didn't want to go to Vietnam, he said, I'm not going to Vietnam. You my opposer when I want justice, white man. You my opposer when I want freedom. You won't even stop me for my religious freedom right here in America. So I be goddamn, Uncle Sam, if I'm going to go thousands of miles away to fight another poor people. And he lost his title. He said, even if I got to face machine gun fire, damn it, I'm not going to fight in the war. I'm standing up for my religious beliefs right here in America. And he lost the title and tried to come back. And he lost to Joe Frazier, lost to Ken Norton. And here's a champion on the scene, Big George Foreman, knocking everybody out, destroying everybody. And no one thought Ali could beat George Foreman. Even going into the fight, it was called the Rumble in the Jungle, and I think in early 70s, and what that time was called Zaire, now the Congo. His cornermen didn't think he could do it. He had to cheer his cornermen up, but the people loved Ali there. So they would chant for him, Ali Boumaye, Ali Boumaye, Ali Boumaye. And so when he got in the fight, he was taunting George. He said, oh, George, you ain't got a chance. You got 2 chances, slimmer than none. I'm going to win you. I told y'all, you look at your idol, your hero. And as they got in the fight, and George was strong, and Ali came out hitting him with lead right hands, breaking his confidence. Then Ali realized he couldn't knock him out, so he said he used strategy. He lay on ropes and let George Foreman pound him. Come on, George, that's all you got, George? Oh, George, you a sissy. My grandmother hit harder than that, George. And George couldn't believe his resilience to take the pounding and beating, lay on ropes, letting him beat his body and all that for 7 rounds. And then George got tired, and Ali said, uh-oh, George, you in trouble. You in trouble. And he knocked George Foreman out. But he had that belief and confidence. And when Howard Cosell interviewed him before the fight, he said, this is Howard Cosell. I'm here with Muhammad Ali. Muhammad, do you think you could beat George Foreman? So young, so ferocious. Let's face it, Muhammad, you're not the man you were 10 years ago. And Ali would say, well, Howard, I didn't want to tell nobody this. I talked to your wife, said you're not the man you were 2 years ago. And that thing you got on your head is a phony, and it come from a tail pony. I've been training for this fight. I wrestled with an alligator, tussled with a whale, handcuffed, lightning thrown thunder in jail. Just last week, I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean, I make medicine sick. I'm too fast. Last night, I cut the lights off, was in bed before it was dark. And Ali now was the champion. And he believed in himself. That's resilience, brothers and sisters. That's resilience. Malcolm X had resilience. Malcolm X, who only had an eighth grade education, came out and profounded the world, mastered the English language. He studied the dictionary, but he had the foundation as a Garveyite. He had the foundation his mother told him as a child that he was something special. His father, Earl Little, would take him, who was a commissioner for the Garvey movement, the UNIA, and he would recite his father's speeches verbatim on how he was teaching Garveyism. So when he came in a nation, they only had about a nation of Islam, they only had about 400 people. And Malcolm said, oh, no, we got to spread this message. And the message was the white man is the devil. The white man has robbed us of our names, our language, our culture, our religion, our God, our folkways, our mores, and norms. He tore up America with that message, unifying black people, reforming prisons. And now in 1963, when he had his rift with Elijah Muhammad, the Nation of Islam had thousands and thousands, temples all across America. But he's resilient because people hated him. They were jealous of him. You see, and when he made the statement, it said, when the chickens have come home to roost, I do not cry, rejoice. The chickens have come home to roost. And Elijah Muhammad and them kowtowed and buck danced and said, oh, don't y'all talk about Master Kennedy. All that tough Tony talk was nothing. They bowed down to the white folk and had to come out and apologize for the death of this cracker. And Malcolm took it. When he realized they ostracized him, didn't want him in the nation, it took resilience to say, I got to leave. I got to go do what I want. I got to do what I think is right. And I got to keep fighting for our people. That takes resilience because he could just bow down and just gave up, but he didn't. And because he took that stand and made connection worldwide, the nation wanted him dead. The U.S. government wanted him dead, and he didn't give up. You see, he put his life on the line above his life, his family's life on the line because they just didn't want to kill him. They want to hurt his children, his wife. These were some ruthless people, but he didn't give up. We need more people to sacrifice like that. And he was getting threats, calls. His wife would say they would call all day long, threatening him. They put in the Muhammad Speaks newspaper. His friends had told him, no good. Louis Farrakhan turned on him, write articles about chopping his head off in the paper. He tried to confide in him because Elijah Muhammad was being a hypocrite, saying that, you can't have extramarital affairs. He's screwing everything in sight. And Farrakhan went back to go tell Elijah Muhammad to make the rift further so he could get that position. That's what he wanted. But Malcolm X was resilient. He didn't give up. And so on the week before he passed away, or not passed away, before he was assassinated, they firebombed his home, tried to kill his children. And Malcolm didn't give up. He didn't give up. To see your babies almost bombed, death threats. And he went after that speech and gave a beautiful speech in Detroit. After, didn't he have clothes hardly to wear? And knowing his life was on the line, but knowing I got to keep going despite whether they threaten me, despite whether I gotta go, I'm going as a man. All men die, but God damn it, all men don't live. Some of you bow down and buck dance. You're gonna die anyway. If I'm gonna die, goddamn, I'm gonna die a man. I ain't gonna die no goddamn coward bowing and buck dancing and tap dance. When I know something is wrong, I got to step like a man and look that cold-blooded cracker in the eye, look that cold-blooded bully in the eye and say, you will not back me. I am a resilient African and I come from greatness. And that's what Malcolm did. And they assassinated Malcolm, I think February 21st, 1965. But that spirit of Malcolm lives in us. And that spirit of Malcolm lives within me. In my own life, as you know, I work with the street warriors, specifically vice lords, because I believe that the rise of our people is going to come not from the bougie people, not from the so-called talented 10, not from the higher echelons and boule Negroes. It's going to take the Bloods, the Crips, the Vice Lords, the Stones, the GDs, brothers that's come out of prison. This is the warriors. These are the ones that's going to end white supremacy, because once they get it, ain't no stopping them. So taking that stand, you think the message I'm giving of unity, they want the Vice Lords to get that? Do you not think that infiltrates in the movement who go to these Negroes and call them up and say, hey, boy, hey, nigger, you better stop that goddamn Chief Sundiata. They be, oh, yes, master. I was going to be a good nigga. I'll tell them to stop. I'm going to find ways to distract them and stop them. And they've attacked me in so many ways. So one of the brothers, I won't say his name, I think they got around him. They infiltrated, got around him and make him feel like I'm some type of threat to the brother. And although we were close, very close, I started to see some of the undermining going on. I started to see attacks going on. And when I went down south and had a large amount of the brothers down south want to take African names, that was frightening to this cracker. So something was done to have a further rift between us. And I had formed an organization called the Almighty Vice Lord Society to incorporate and give us a legal name. Because what good is if you call yourself a Vice Lord and when the white man come around, you got to hide like rats and roaches because the cracker come around. We are really afraid of the police, man. Y'all got to stop that crap. I don't care what you do with the white man, as Malcolm said. You can lay on the ground and that cracker will say, turn over, nigga. Well, let me get it right. As Malcolm would say, you can lay on the ground and tell white men to walk all over you. And the cracker say, they ain't gonna turn the other side, and they let me walk on that side too. You could turn the other cheek, he gonna hit you on that cheek. Hit you in the back of the head. He gonna hit you all out throughout your body and try to knock you off. You can't appease no cracker. But some of us are so afraid of the police, man. We so afraid. So I wanted us to have pride. And so when I went down south, many of them were calling themselves the Kamara tribe. They were liking African culture. I was working with the brothers. Some were not here, like my brother, rest in peace, Black Dog, brother Keon, who embraced us. We went down to do a rally for Big Country, my big brother. And when I got back, because then this brother had silenced me or tried to tell me to stop what I was doing, I just couldn't stop. Brother, I love you, but God damn it, I got to fight for our people. I got a mission that is bigger than you, bigger than me. God and the ancestors have called me for a mission, and I ain't gonna stop for you and nobody else, God damn it. And this is a guy you don't want to mess with, man. This is a guy who don't play no games. You know, he's not some lightweight, some punk that you could play with. And he called and said to me a threat, which I won't repeat. called me a bitch, hung up the phone in my face. And most people that would make you afraid. And I'm not gonna say there's no fear in me, but I ain't gonna let fear punk me. So I called back, and I'm gonna give you the PG version of what I said. I said, listen, brother, you don't hurt white folk. All I see us doing is hurting black people. If you're so tough, goddammit, let me see you fight white supremacy. Do you fight the people when they lock our people up or lock you up? Hell no. All you want to do is fight white people, and that plays into the hand of them keeping us down. I will not stop. Most people, my dear brother, that you deal with want to push a pack. Most people you deal with want to be some type of gang lord and want it for glorification. But I, goddamn it, I'm called to rise the black man and woman up, and I'm not gonna back down. I'm a man, goddamn it, and you're gonna respect me as a man. Is what I said to the brother. I don't think after I said I wasn't afraid, but I know I had to do the right thing and be a man. And I kept on. And to this day, I'm still ostracized by some people. But people like my brother, Big Meech, who have embraced me, and my brother King Rio, and brothers have embraced me, my brother Fred Esco, who have always shown me love. I keep going. That's me having a spirit of Malcolm and Garvey, and Queen Nzinga, and Nana Santawa, and my namesakes and dedicated in me. Another brother who I want to say shows resilience is my brother. We're gonna be doing something for Big Meech. Big Meech has went to prison. He had a promising career as a football player at Notre Dame, I believe. He was a wrestler, star wrestler, won national championship, was on the way to the Olympics. But the street life was called. And this is how the white man is. They know our people have potential. You give us the drug. We don't make no damn drugs. We don't make AK-47s and street sweepers. You make these things. Here's a cracker got a satellite in the sky. When you break wind, they can tell you what you had for lunch. Tell you the season they had on it. It was a little too salty, but they can tell you that. But yet you can't stop drugs. You can't give us some of the wealth. So our brother dabbled a little bit, and first offense, lock him up in the feds. Why in the feds? He was a warrior, organizing the brothers and sisters there. And one time got into a conflict, and they were so afraid of him, they had him what they call air therapy, where they would fly the man from city to city to city because they were so afraid this brother could organize. You know what I'm saying? They were in trouble. And he came home, I think, after doing, 13 years and started We Be Winning Trucking Company and faced some health challenges this past couple years where his toe was amputated, but Michi's still going. Michi's strong. Had a stroke, and he's up now, coming back from that stroke. And he's launching a clothing line. And this is a hero of mine, you see. A lot of y'all want to be like Mike. God damn it, fuck Michael Jordan. I want to be like Big Meech, you see. I want to be Michi strong. I want to be like my young brother King Rio. I want to be like the brilliance that brother Fred Esco shows. I want to be like my big brother Kenny Shannon, who is brilliant, who's organizing the youth, coming back after also doing a prison term and working in the community. These are who I want to be like. So y'all imagine some of these house niggas and star roles. Well, a lot of them are slack jaw faggots and do all kinds of stuff. These are the men who I admire. That's what keeps me going. So yes, I want to be Michi strong. So I want everybody. We're gonna have a conference in March, honoring Meech. We'll do a tribute to Meech. But everybody can learn the resilience. My brother is strong, man. He didn't give up, and I never seen him down, man. I be whining sometimes and crying, and he don't never even say, "Nigga, look, I've been through all this. You don't stop crying with your stop all that old bullshit." I never seen him down, never seen him sad, man. This is a man. Meech, I love you, brother. Man, you are a strong, strong, courageous brother, man. I want to be Meechy strong. So everybody support that brother. He got t-shirts out. I want y'all to support my brother. As I say this, I'm getting ready to conclude. Not won't be too much longer. When life knocks you down 7 times, God damn it, get back up 8. That's Meech's motto. See, when life knocks you down, always look up, as Les Brown says. When you look up, you can get up. You understand what I'm saying to you? Don't let stuff get you down. There's always going to be a brighter day. Our brother Les Brown, and I encourage everybody to listen to Les Brown. When I heard Les Brown when I was just a young man, about 16, 17, and one of the things stories he was telling in one of his speeches, he said, like many of us, we're brilliant in school, but this white educational system is killing us. This is why we got to get our children out of the white man's educational system, and we got to educate our young boys and girls. So many of us were labeled with some type of learning disability. They said we're retarded because they didn't want to teach us no way. It's the excuse. They didn't want us reading and writing, showing the brilliance we have. So Les Brown was labeled as having a learning disability. And one day he went to, I think, visit a friend in a classroom. And his teacher, Mr. Washington, told him, he said, listen, young man, come and solve this problem. And he said, I can't, sir. I have a learning disability. He said, do you hear what I said, son? Get up and solve this problem. He said, I can't, sir. I have a learning disability. He said, Mr. Washington, don't you ever let someone else's opinion of you become your reality. And far too many of us today go off what other people say. You see? True resilience is, I don't care what you say. I'm going to do it. Don't let other people talk you down, tell you what you can't do. Get away from negative people. Work with people who support you and love you and encourage you. So Mr. Washington believed in him, saw something in him as a young man. And his goal was to buy his mother a house. And one day after listening to Mr. Washington speak, Mr. Washington said, anything's possible. He said, if I can reach one of you, I've done my job. And Les Brown went to him after the speech and said, I'm the one. I'm the one, Mr. Washington. I'm going to do it. You think I can get my mother a house? He said, it's possible. And I can't do it, Les Brown. Forgive me. I can't do it nowhere near as you, but I want people to be inspired by your story, man. That brother there, man, is a strong warrior, Les Brown. And he talked about how he wanted to be a disc jockey. And Mr. Washington told him that, you got to be prepared. He said, Les Brown said, it's better to have an opportunity and be prepared, right, than had an opportunity and not be prepared. So he would practice and prepare himself. And he said, now you got to go try to get a job at a radio station. So he went to the guy, Mr. Butterball, at the radio station and said, hello, Mr. Butterball, my name is Les Brown. I would like to get a job here working at the radio station. He said, you have any experience? He said, no, sir. But I'm willing to learn, sir. We ain't got no job here, man. He went back and told Mr. Washington. Mr. Washington said, most people are so negative, they got to say 7 times. Most people are so negative, I'm sorry. They'll say no 7 times before they say yes. And he went back the next day. Hello, Mr. Butterball. My name is Les Brown. He said, I know who you are. Didn't I say yesterday? He said, yes, sir. I thought maybe somebody quit or somebody got fired. So you have any jobs? No, we don't have no jobs. Now get out of here. So he went back, came back the next day like he'd never seen him before. And he's like, hello, Mr. Butterball. I'm Les Brown. I want to see you have any jobs. He did not tell you yesterday we didn't have no jobs. He said, I thought somebody lost it. Somebody might passed away, sir. No, ain't nobody passed. Now get out of here. Don't you come back. So he came back the next day. Hello, Mr. Butterball. He said, here you are again. Now go get me some coffee. And Les Brown said, yes, sir. So he said he would drive the celebrities around. And one day, drive celebrities around and do errands for the disc jockeys. And one day, One of the guys on there got drunk. His name was Rock. And he started slurring his speech. And Les Brown was pacing back and forth saying, drink, Rock, drink. And the engineer, I'm sorry, the radio general manager called, or the owner, I'm sorry, and called and said, Rock can't continue. Can you try to find somebody? He said, oh, yes, sir, yes, sir. He said, he must think I'm crazy. And he called back. He said, you find someone? He said, no, sir. He said, you know how to go in and work the crew? He said, yes, sir, I can do it. He said, now go in, don't say nothing. Don't you say nothing. Les Brown went in and gave his spiel and got the disc jockeying job. Now, I can't do the story justice like Les Brown can, but I want you to understand it. And it's so amazing. But he went on to be a disc jockey, went on to be one of the greatest motivational speakers we ever known is Mr. Les Brown. Got books out. One of the books is It's Not Over Until I Win. That's resilience. It's not over until I win. I am a resilient African. I cannot stop. I cannot be defeated. I love myself. I believe in myself. And we got to love each other. We can overcome anything comes in our pain. Now, in my conclusion, I want to talk about President Ibrahim Traoré. That is resilience of Sankore Toure coming back. That is the resilience of Sundiata, Keita, and Kanku Musa in this young man. He is inspired by the life of Thomas Sankore, who gave the name to that land as Burkina Faso, land of the upright men. And everything you see Ibrahim Traoré was doing, Thomas Sankore did it before him. Taking the land back, building, living on a modest salary, would ride his bike to work. His wife, even though he was the president, kept a job. He served the people, and France didn't like it. France is the one who colonized Burkina Faso and Mali and Niger. And they wanted him out of the way. So he got his best friend, Blaise Compaoré, to assassinate our brother. In his 30s, man, just like our brother Ibrahim Traoré. So now that is resilience, to know that white folk don't want to see you free. They're going to use bootlicking, buck dancing, tap dancing, homogenized, slack-jaw faggots to come against you. And he's still standing up like a man and won't give up. He's had countless attempts on his life, and he's still standing, walking with a smile. Unstoppable is our brother Ibrahim Traoré. And here, no good Donald Trump, instead of applauding our brother, wants to increase visa restrictions on him. You see? He is a warrior. And what makes the brother so beautiful is that he is truly a race-first man. Although he is a Muslim, and Burkina Faso is a good mixture, I think 60-40, 60% Muslim, 40%, Christian, traditional religion, but all of them 100% practice the African traditions. It's beautiful. And so no good Saudis one day asked him, let's build 500 mosques. He said, no. We don't need no more mosques. We want schools and hospitals. And the sand rat didn't want to help him. So not only is he fighting white supremacy, he's fighting Arab supremacy. He is a true warrior in every sense of the word. That is the living testimony of Africans' resistance. We Africans are resilient people. We Africans will rise. I don't care what you do, white man. You ain't going to stop us. We're unstoppable. You can't defeat us. The spirit of Marcus Garvey is in Ibrahim Traoré. When they got Garvey, he said, you think it's over with? You may have got the lion, but goddamn it, there's some cubs in the bush. And Ibrahim Traoré was one of them cubs he talked about. I'm one of them cubs they talk about that's now going to be a lion. I'll roar. It's going to break the goddamn eardrums of this cracker because we're going to stand up as African people. So now, in my closing, Mali Kaylibeefay is our nation. For the diaspora and even those in Africa, you got dual citizenship because we are coming back to Africa. We're not no damn foundational black Americans. We ain't no goddamn Indians. We're Africans. We not African Americans. We not no Americans. We experience American nightmare. As Malcolm X say, you go out to say Applebee's. Everybody else got a steak and French fries and Kool-Aid, and you ain't eating. Are you a goddamn diner? Hell no. You just at the table. We have not experienced no American dream, as Malcolm said. It's been an American nightmare. So we are Africans, and our nation is the Mali Empire West. Many of us who came uh, here to America were from Mali, Gambia, Guinea, Senegal, Burkina Faso, Sierra Leone, Liberia, which was all the Mali Empire. So here we are stamped together. We have a beautiful national anthem. I'm gonna let y'all hear it next week. And I want to thank and close my brother Phil, who's been so inspirational to me. We got a national anthem that's beautiful. I wanted to play it, but I couldn't figure out how to play it on YouTube. So I thank you all. And as I close with the African proverb, an egg cannot clash with a stone. Nothing can stop us in our destiny. Thank you so much. May God bless you. Thank you, Brother Hannibal, our Supreme General. Thank you to Samori Toure, our Minister of Finance. Thank you to Queen Tony, the Queen of the Queens of Africa. My brother Lo, our Jamana Tigi. Thank you to my teacher Iban Jai. Thank you everybody. Thank you to the Queen Mother, my mother, to Princess Tanika. Thank all of y'all for what y'all have done to help me work to making this true reality of bringing Mali Kilibife Nation to where it needs to be. Thank you to Brother Usman Kunta and Brother Bakari. I thank all of y'all. Thank you so much as I leave you. Tuesday will be the Royal African Guard training for the men. Again, Saturday is the Queens of Africa class, and every Sunday we'll be on here with an inspirational message. But remember, you are powerful people, my brothers and sisters. Thank you so much.